Welcome to GK Mojo. So today we are going to see part 3 of percentages, in which we are going to see some very important questions and some conventional as well as non-conventional techniques with the help of which we can solve those questions easily. Alright, so let's get started with percentages part 3. So let's have a look at the first question. The difference between 20% of a number and 4/5 of the same number is 2499. What is 2 by 7th of that number? So I'm sure many of you will think that, oh God, this is a very, confusing question. But if you go word by word in the statement, decrypting it in arithmetic form will be, in equation form will be much more easier. So 20% of a number. So first of all, let the number be x. So 20% of a number will be 20 by 100 x, which is equals to x by 5 after you deduct 21s are 25s are, right? Now what they say that the difference between this 20% of a number and 4/5 of the same number is 2499. So 4 by 5 should be greater than this x by 5. So 4 by 5x minus this x by 5 is equals to 2499. This is what the sentence says. So basically this will be 3x by 5 is equals to 2499. Now, this is just a job of calculation where 3 ones are and 3 833 is 833, right? So, x is equals to 833 into 5. Just keep it like this. Why? Because we need to find what is 2/7 of this number, right? So, just multiply 2 by 7 over here. Correct? Just multiply 2 by 7 over here. So, after you do this and this will get deducted, where this will go 7 ones are and this will be 119. So basically 119 into 10 will be 1190, and that is your number. Alright, so the correct answer to this question is 119. So I want you to understand is we need to interpret the language which has been given in the question, then form the equation, and then somehow try to do the equation orally in our mind. Alright, I've written down the steps so that you can understand. You can skip a lot of steps from what I've given over here and try to get the answer orally. For this, you'll need a lot of practice. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Let's have a look at the next question. If numerator of a fraction is increased by 300% and denominator is increased by 200%, then the resultant fraction is 4 by 15th. What is the original fraction? So again, a simple game of words over here and a bit of arithmetic involved. Alright, this is a very important template that is quite often seen in speed exams. Alright, so again, let the original fraction be x by y, right? The original fraction is x by y. So what it says is numerator is increased by 300%. That is 300% of x plus x, right? Similarly, 200% of y plus y, because denominator is increased by 200%. And this is equals to 4 by 15 because it has been given the resultant fraction is 4 by 15. Correct? Now solve this. So what do you get after solving? This would be basically be x plus 300 by 100 into x. 0 0 gets cancelled upon y into 200 by 100 into y. Again 0 0 gets cancelled is equals to 4 by 5. So in the numerator you get 4x. In the denominator you get 2y plus y, which is 3y, is equals to 4 by 15. So 4 gets cancelled, 3 ones are, 3 fives are. Hence, x by y, which was our assumed original fraction, is equals to 1 by 5. So correct original fraction की value है 1 by 5. And we have been asked the same thing over here. So let's have a look at the next question. Netto spends 55% of his monthly income on groceries, clothes, and education in the ratio 4 is to 2 is to 5. Alright. So grocery is to clothes is to education. His expenditure is in the ratio 4 is to 2 is to 5. If the amount spent on clothes is rupees 5540, then what is Nattu's monthly income? So again we have to form an equation. Alright. So let the monthly income of Nattu be x. So 55% of this means 55 by 100. And what part does clothes form out of all of this? It forms 2 upon 4 plus 2 plus 5, right? And this is given to you as 5540, right? This is given to you as 5540. Basically, x into 55 by 100 into 2 by 11, 4 plus 2 6, 6 plus 5 11 is equals to 5540, right? So we shift this 111 over here and this 55 and 2 in the denominator. So you get 5540 into 100 into 11 divided by 55 into 2. Alright, 11 ones are 11 fives are 5 ones are 5, 20s are 2 ones are 2, 10s are. So in the end we have is 55400, which is the monthly income of Nattu. Alright, so this was kind of a mixture of ratio proportion as well as percentages that was utilized in the concept for finding the monthly income of Nattu. So let's have a look at the next question. Seems like a very big question, but this can be done in two steps. I'll show you how. In 2019, there were a total of 610 boys in the school. The number decreased by 20% this year, that is 2020. How many girls were there in the school if the number of girls are 175% of the total number of boys in the school this year, right? So basically in 2019, there were a total of 610 boys, right? And they say that in 2020 the number of boys at 20% has have decreased by 20%. Have decreased by 20% means 610, 100 minus 20 is 80, 80 by 100, right? 0 0 gets cancelled, 0 0 gets cancelled, right? So you will have 488, right, which is the total number of boys in year 2020. So the number of girls in 2020 according to this statement is 175%, that is 175 by 100 of the total number of boys in 2020, which is 488, right? So again this can be solved very easily. 25 sevens are 25 fours are, right? Again 4 ones are 2s are 2s are, so 122 into 7, right, which is equals to 854. So the number of girls in the year 2020 is 854. So let's have a look at the next another interesting question. In a class of 35 students and 6 teachers, each student got sweets that are 20% of the total number of students, and each teacher got sweets that are 40% of the total number of students. How many sweets were there in all? Right. So again, go sentence by sentence. All right, nothing complicated over here. Number of sweets got by each student will be number of sweet each student will be what it is given 20% of the total number of students. 20 by 100, how many total students are there? 35 students are there. So this will be the number of sweets that are got by each student. 21s are 25s are 5 ones are 5 sevens are, so the each student gets 7 sweets, right? Similarly, number of sweets each teacher got is 40% of the total number of students, right, which is 40% of 35. So 40 by 100 into 35, right? So this is 0 0 gets cancelled, 2 2s are 2 5s are 5 1s are 5 7s are. So here we have 14 sweets, that is each teacher got a total of 14 sweets. So now they ask how many sweets were there in all. So basically total number of sweets were first 7 into how many students? 35, right? Then this 14 into how many teachers were there? 6, right? So you will have 245 plus 84, which will be 329. This is the total number of sweets that were present, which were distributed among 35 students and 6 teachers. So let's have a look at the next question. Due to increase in 15% of the price of the milk, Mehta family decreased their consumption of milk by 15%. Alright, because the price is increased by 15%, there is one family, Mehta family, who decreased their consumption by 15%. What is the effect on the expenditure of Mehta family on account of change in consumption of the price of the milk, right? So there are various methods to solve this question. Some people might use let the initial expenditure be 100, then 15% price increases and all that stuff. But I would just give you a simple formula to do this. Percentage decrease is equals to, how much is the percentage increase in the price of milk? 15. So just write 15 over here. How much is the decreased consumption? It is also 15. Write 15 over here. And divide this by 100. What will you have? 225 by 100. That is the expenditure of Mehta family on account of changes in consumption is 2.25%. Alright. So this is the easiest way to find the answer. Obviously, you can take some value and go by the variable also and then solve, but that would be very lengthy. Alright, whenever you see such type of question, just apply this formula and get the answer. Easiest way to get out. So again, a very interesting question. It's again based on the game of words, right? In increasing 20 by x%. So first I'll go word by word and form the equation. Increasing 20 by x% means 20 into x plus 100 upon 100 has the same result as decreasing 60 by x%. So this is equals to 60 and this is decreased by again x%. Decreased by x% means 100 minus x upon 100, right? We do not know what is this value of x, correct? So we'll just solve this equation. How we'll solve this? Just cancel out the hundreds on both the sides of the denominator. 21s are 23s are. So now we have made the job very easy. X plus 100 is equals to 300 minus 3x. Bring this 3x over here, so this becomes 4x is equals to this 100 over here. 300 minus 100, which is 200. So x is equals to 50. So now we know that this x is 50. Now what they've asked is, what is x percent of 70? Alright, so basically we know the value of x as 50. So what is 50% of 70? 50% of 70 is half of 70, which is 35. Hence the correct answer to this question is 35. So many a times they will give you an option which has 50 in it, because in the exam pressure and the speed exams, what will happen is in the heat of the moment you will mark 50. You will not see what other options are given or what is the further part of the question that is asked. So this is a very common silly mistake that I have seen students making. So please be aware about it and take a conscious note of this. Alright. So that's all in this video. Please visit us at gkmojo.com. Thank you.